Is this an illegal hold? He's in the red. And watch, this fractures the elbow of the Dirk.
Well, Karabacek had attacked on a single leg here, and Mark Schultz reaches over, locks his hand, what's called a double wrist lock. The concern there was the direction. He took the elbow up over the top of the head, drove him toward the mat with that double wrist lock, and I think it was an illegal hold.
My grandfather, of course, now is getting more exhausted. Kimura finally was able to capture my grandfather in a shoulder lock, which now bears his name, the Kimura, which now bears his name, the Kimura. And my grandfather, stubborn as he was, didn't want to tap out.
Can I introduce it real quick?
Yeah,
Double wrist lock?
Okay, this is called an Okimura in New Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. Bullshit. Anyway, it was done 1,000 years ago in wrestling before Japan ever saw it.
All right, well, here we are at Mushin Self-Defense, catch wrestling legend, Mr. Billy Robinson.
My boy Sakuraba beat the Gracies with the double wrist lock, so.
He's going to show us a double wrist lock, the same one Sakuraba used to beat the Gracies.
Put your feet down here. Catch-as-catch-can is superior to any grappling sport that has ever been. And all the names of your jiu-jitsu schools now saying like a triangle or Kimura. If you look back in old wrestling books and etchings, you can see both moves done 500 years ago, and if they were etched in those days, they had to be done 1,000 years before that.
Absolutely.
A triangle is a figure four, which names itself because of the shape of your legs that you've got the hole with. A double wrist lock is self-explanatory.
Yep.
But the jiu-jitsu idiots that say, oh, because a guy called Kimura beat the Gracies with a double wrist lock, the Gracies named it a Kimura.
And Kimura
learned it from Carl Gotch from my gym.
Yeah.
Judo とかね、jiu-jitsu. Because judo, muscle ね、wrestling 全部。
Now, years ago, you know how they got the name that you use all the time, the Kimura.
Yeah, from the guy who fought Helio Gracie.
Yes, but he was a judo champion, and in judo, they kicked him out of Japan because he wanted to go pro as a wrestler, which he did. So he'd go down and he'd beat everybody with a double wrist lock, a downward arm crank, and so they couldn't pronounce double wrist lock or downward arm crank, so they said the Kimura, you know. And
so it's just based on the move that beat Helio.
Yeah, but he beat a lot of guys, and the pro wrestlers, Carl Gotch, he beat everybody with that hold, but he did it a little bit different. He'd break the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder, where most of the people, they just break the elbow and the shoulder.
Who was taught by Michael.
Right.
So, but my coach was taught by his coach. His coach, a double wrist lock has been used in catch-as-catch-can wrestling for hundreds of years. So, any of you jiu-jitsu guys that think a Kimura is jiu-jitsu or triangle is jiu-jitsu, listen, shake yourself up or come to one of our seminars.
One of my coach was Carl Gotch is his name, passed away a few years ago. He used to take Olympic champions and have them for lunch. And the Brazilian guys that did the guard, he loved it. They roll on their back, put their feet up, and he'd break a leg. I never saw him miss breaking a leg.
Wow.
And, it was a sexual thing for him,
He was an animal.
Well, breaking a leg means good luck. And before it was the guard, in wrestling they called it foot and leg control. And but it's all the same thing. You control the lower body theoretically with your legs,
And just attack the joint from an angle.
and then you go into you can switch and go into a triangle, a neck choke, or an arm bar, or if you're good at spinning to the side, you can also get a knee lock.